we have 3 tasks right now. We're going to review Quest 64 as a team here. And I want your guys' feedback, and I want your input. We're going to talk about this video game. So, we got not Street Fighter 4, that was what I was testing. We'll fix that. Unfortunately, editing this is a nightmare. So, let's, it's going to be a little funky. Don't worry about it. Alright. Quest 64. Quest 64. You guys ready? So, chat is fine right now. Good. Alright. So, I'm gonna guess this is gonna have my weird Street Fighter test notes on here, probably. Yeah. Don't look at those. Not that I'll ever review it again, but don't look at my... Alright. What was good about Quest 64? What did you guys like about Quest 64? I'm gonna go ahead and say I like the combat system, like the active combat system. That's pretty cool. It's a little slow at times, but we'll get into that later. Like, good active combat. I feel like throughout the stream, somebody said, like, aesthetically they liked how the game looked. Do we have any agreement there about the game looking nice? Interesting graphics. Let's spunk up that word a little bit. What do we want to do instead of interesting? I hate how much I use the word interesting. So let's say like we do like a 90s review of say colorful graphics. It's kind of like a, I don't know. It's got a simplistic look to it that's kind of nice and round, right? It's like almost so generic it's good in a lot of ways. It's like charming. That's not a word I want to use either, but charming graphics. Good music. It looks like a PS1 game. Hi Kyle, how's it going? I could see that. Although, like, the blurry... I think it probably... I don't know. To me, Quest 64 definitely looks like a 64 game. It's, like, really blurry textures, right? That's kind of what Quest 64 is made of. I mean, it's just the console it's on, right? Good battle music. Yeah, you're right. It is a good battle theme. I don't have a ton of bullet points here, so depending on how these bullet points go, we will maybe consider cutting that one, but it is a good battle theme. Yeah. Charming simplistic graphics. There we go. I gotta say, I do like the diversity of spells in this game. There's like a lot of really nice, like, there's a lot of thought put behind the spells in this game. Diverse number of spells. And I think they're like, most of them feel good to play, use overall when you're actually using them, right? I don't know how I feel about the music, but I will, this is a community review, so we will, the music. I will default to you guys. I agree about the battle theme for sure. I don't know how I feel about the music as a whole. All right. I think like one more good bullet point. I'm trying to think of what else I want to put on there. That's positive. Positive thing about this video game. I kind of like the level up system, but you're not really explained it, so I don't really know if I want to say active. I don't want to go too long. We'll leave it at that. Ambitious active combat. Active time combat. We'll see how that works out. We'll get to Avalanche here in a second. I think generally, you know, do we like Quest 64's graphics, or do we like the character design of Quest 64? I think there might be a distinguishing factor there. Like, I think the world design itself is maybe a little bland, except for the final dungeon. Oh, yeah, that is interesting. I don't know if I'd make that a positive, Mr. T. I'm on the fence about that. I appreciate what it's doing with that, for sure. I need to stop grabbing my mic. I have a bad habit of that. The leveling up is unique. I think my problem with leveling up is it doesn't do a good job of explaining it, though. It's very much... I don't know if to say it's unique. It's very much like a Saga Final Fantasy II kind of thing, right? But it is definitely, when you think about Nintendo RPGs, for sure, it is character design. I think I'm in agreement that it is the character design. It's like charming character design. Let's narrow that down a little bit. Charming character design. Okay. The final dungeon is good. Yeah. Designs. There we go. Okay. Envision active time combat, good music, diversity, diverse number of spells. There's something else. Let's just say, let's combine the leveling up and the shop stuff together. Let's say, how do I want to combine that? That's more like management stuff, right? So weird. Like, it's almost like they just kind of dump stuff on you in this game. It's because like they'll just give you those like armor pieces and it's just like a part of your inventory, right? THQ published it, yeah. All right. You know, let's just say some unique, some interesting inventory. Interesting inventory. I hate using the word interesting. Inventory. It's not really the inventory management system though. It is like the how you interesting. Defies RPG conventions. Unique take on. How about this? Unique take on resource management. So I'm really hesitant to give it too much of a plus for the leveling, just because I think that is actually a fairly common thing. But I think the shop stuff is definitely very unique. Because like when I think of the leveling, I think of Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 11, like Final Fantasy itself, like one of the biggest RPG series, does very similar things to that. And Saga, I think, as well. I have not played any Saga game though, so do not take that as me saying Saga, but I think I will. I think it is a unique take on a resource management though, for sure. And like how you obtain items and things like that, minus the fact that you just get it from chests and drops. But you know, I think that's probably fine for what we're doing. All right. I think that's good for the good for now. Let's go ahead and let's bring the bad up. Don't look at the Street Fighter notes. It's fine. I actually could probably delete these ahead of time, but it's fine. Okay, there we go. All right. The bad. I'm gonna say level design, level design is repetitive. I think we can probably pretty much safely say that. I can't spell repetitive though, apparently. No, I don't know how to spell repetitive. Repetitive. Something like that? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to spell repetitive. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. There's an I in there. That's what's the issue. There we go. Repetitive. There we go. Okay, level design is repetitive. Confusing UI slash. I'm gonna put in there unexplained systems. There are some things about this game I had to go look at a guide for to figure out. I think I'll put the let me break this off for now. I think I'll put the confusing. Let me separate UI out from the leveling system. So, let's just say poor UI, because I feel like there's a lot of things, like just the menu just being this straight line of items, and there's being no mini map. I feel like the menus in general, like the map in general, is just not really updating in most areas. I get what they're going for that, but unexplained. Leveling mechanics. I have to put that one on a lower line. Unexplained leveling mechanics. Let's put that. I think, yeah, bad spell balance is definitely one. Bad spell balance. Poorly balanced spells. Do something like that. All right. Low design, repetitive, poor UI, unexplained leveling mechanics, poorly balanced spells. I'm gonna leave out the cut content thing. I definitely see where you're coming from with that, though, MisterT. But one thing I do try to not consider with reviews is what was promised initially, and more of just what actually came out for the most part with that. Although I definitely feel you on that, though. Quest 64 is very, or not Quest 64, Castlevania, sorry, I'm smacking my desk. Castlevania 64 is very similar, where like there's a lot of stuff cut out of that game, and it's very apparent in some ways. Final Fantasy 15 as well. So like if it hurts the game, I guess it does kind of hurt the game in this case, although it's very, I think that really comes down to like level design being repetitive. Although I think we could flesh that out better than just like cut content, right? I would say like you know, lack of story, like lack of story / character development. We are running out of space there, though. We do not have much space left here for these bullet points. Is there anything I can shorten here? I lost my thing. Okay. Some of the spacing's weird, too. I'll fix that later. Unfortunately, just like the editing tool for this is not good. I just have to basically like edit a text overlay. Okay, level design repetitive, poor UI, unexplained leveling mechanics. There we go. Let me poorly balanced spells. Lack of... Would world development probably work better? It's like a shorten. Bare bones story. I'm trying to like sum up the shallow character bare bones story so we can fit it on this line. Lack of... Would characters be included in story elements? Is that like a probably good? I mean, there is dialogue in the game. It just don't really amount to much of anything. Let me get back to that slow speed, Alex. We'll put that there, but I want to talk about that. I think lack of story elements is probably fine. We'll stick with that. So the only thing I'll say about slow speed, Alex, is that the battle system can be fast, and there were some choices made there that I think helped a lot, but it depended on the enemies. Maybe like inconsistent pacing. I think that is a good statement there. All right, how are we feeling about that? I'm not going to worry about frame rate in this particular game. I'm a bit more lenient to Nintendo 64 games and their frame rates. I think we got a good set of points here. All right, are we feeling good about this? All right. So now is the final part here. So let's go ahead and navigate over. We're gonna get a change of music. Don't look at... Okay, this is actually fine. So, okay. Now we gotta give Quest 64 a score. I made it a 5-point scale. The screen's a little sloppy, but don't worry about it. But I kind of liked, with these little pictures here, like, I feel like the face is like a good bar for how we're feeling about Quest 64, right? I feel like using this face as a guide is like as much as I love, well, for example, as much as I love Industrial Spy Operation Espionage, it would probably land like there if we were reviewing that, because I just wasn't into that. I'm a little split on if we should do 2.5 points. I'm gonna make this arrow smaller because we have more text than I planned for. 3 out of 5 IGN. Mr. T, you have any thoughts on the score? Let me, I'm very split between 2 and 3. There are things about Quest 64 that makes me feel like this. Like, I am happy here. This Quest 64 sometimes makes me feel like this. So, yeah, don't worry about me being upside down. But I'd say most of the time I feel like this with Quest 64. Like, if I really think about the experience I had overall with the game, like, I liked some of the things about it, but, like, when I think about the actual fun I was having during the game, I can appreciate it. But yeah. So Alex, you were saying you feel good about 3, like quality average video game experience there. Mr. T says 2 stars. Yeah, this is the thing I was having trouble with Quest 64. Like, I feel like here is right, to be honest with you. But I kind of like limiting it to 2, so we make a statement. Yeah, I don't like giving Quest 64 a 2, to be honest. I'm gonna let you know that right now. But I think I feel good about giving it a 2 out of 5. Let me fix this. It's supposed to say Quest 64 review. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to give it a 2. I think it is worth playing in very specific, particular cases, for sure. Yeah. All right. We feel good about this. Does anyone have any other comments? Me, Alex, and Mr. T have made a decision here, but I'm happy to hear anybody else's thoughts who are in chat right now. Give you guys a few more seconds to chime in. I know the YouTube delay is long, but we will officially verify this as a review. I don't know where these are gonna go yet, if they're gonna go on the website or what. I'll probably tweet them out at the very least at the end, but probably put like a timer on screen or something, like start a timer and be like the lock-in time to lock in, basically. Let people know how quickly they must type. But all right. Well, I think we feel good about where we're at here with the people we have here. So I'm gonna get rid of me. Gonna get rid of, let me see real quick. I'm gonna get rid of chat. Okay. It's time. Let's stamp it. Boom. Oh, the music wasn't playing. I'm sorry. There's supposed to be music at this point. Too bad. Too late. It's okay. We just reviewed in silence. We did it. Congratulations. We reviewed something. Was that something? That's something you guys would want to do again in the future? I don't know. Like, I thought it'd be kind of silly. That and like, I think enough people here are outspoken about games that like they would be happy to contribute. But the only thing is that I feel like I might need to like allow people to contribute in a way outside of just whoever's actively on stream, but it's very informal. So, but I figured we could do something like that because I don't think I'll be reviewing games from the stream very much anymore. So, thank you, Oscar. I used your thing as the basis for it. I think that was maybe that was before that, but it was like squished enough that I think if it was, the anti-aliasing wasn't done. So once we have stamped it, we have verified it, we've locked review, and it's IGN's official review now. I'll go let Matt Casamassina know over at Apple that he needs to go and get rehired by IGN so he can put the review in. All right, cool. Well, that is Quest 64.